What's going on, guys? Today's video we have a 2-year review of the $250 Sceptre 30-inch gaming monitor. We're going to tell you if this is worth it or not and my personal experience with the monitor itself. Now, the resolution of this monitor is 2560 by 1080, so it's WFHD quality. This is an ultra wide, ultra thin monitor, very thin bezels, sleek metal base. This does have built-in speakers with an audio out port, so you can plug in your favorite headphones or your desktop speakers. I noticed on the port though itself, it does have some distortion, so if you want to make it a little bit better, you're going to have to buy an adapter. That's like that for most of the Sceptre monitors that they make, so it's on Sceptre's fault. This is a 1800R curvature, so that's the field of view that it actually portrays. On the monitor itself, it's really good, so it's going to be having a pretty good amount of your peripheral vision. It's not going to cover everything because it's not a 50-inch gaming monitor, but it will cover a very good amount. Now, the dimensions on this is 27.82 in width, 16.1 inches in height, and about 7.28 inches in depth from the monitor stand all the way to the back of the monitor stand. Now, this says VESA mountable, so you can use a VESA mount. Now, the adapter to actually get that is only on Etsy that I found. It's about a $30 attachment, $30 to $40 with shipping and stuff like that. It's 3D printed, so someone else made that on their side, but that's the only way that I found if you want to VESA mount this on a wall or on a C-stand or whatever you want. That's the only way to get it, which kind of sucks. But the newer models might have the VESA mount like actually easily available. This one is a different, weirder design. Now, the special features on this monitor which actually make it worth the price tag, the resolution, the hertz, the curvature, all that, but there's additional features that this monitor has. This has a blue light filter, so if you want to filter out a lot of blue light, which is very harmful for your REM cycle and just bad for eye strain and everything else like that, headaches, this has a blue light filter built in, which is really cool. You can easily turn it on in the settings, and you can just leave it on if you want, or you can turn it off. You can do whatever you need to do. You can change the intensity of the blue light filtration, which it's very helpful, honestly. I don't use it all the time. I have it a little bit peaked up, but not all the way, but I do keep it on, so it's really cool. This is an anti-glare version, so it's not a glossy type of look. It won't have any glare on any lights or anything else like that, which is really cool. I really like that. So it's like a nice sleek finish, which is cool. It does have lights on the back of the monitor which can be turned on and off. I have them currently turned off, obviously, because it's not plugged in, but I usually have them turned off because it doesn't really do a whole lot of job. It's just wasted power in my opinion, but it's a cool little accent lighting if you want. It's a red, non-customizable. It doesn't really add a outer glow in the back of your wall. If it did that, then I would definitely keep it, but it doesn't really do that. It's very faint when you look at it, but it looks dope. The design on this is really nice. You do have Sceptre on the top here, which looks really clean in my opinion. Another feature is obviously this is flicker free, so you won't have any flickering within the monitor display itself. This does have HDR, so high dynamic range within it, so you get deeper blacks, more brighter whites, and just good contrast. Very wide selection of colors, very vibrant colors and everything else like that. Very good. This has sRGB 400, meaning you have, obviously, like what I mentioned, better color accuracy and better colors in general, wider spectrum, everything else like that. Really good colors on this. If you guys made it this far, I would really appreciate if you just dropped a like. It helps out my channel a lot just to help the algorithm push the video. Obviously, videos like this take a lot of time and money and effort in order to make, so I really appreciate just a like. You don't even have to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, it's right there as well. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. Now, there are 3 HDMI ports and a 4th display port, which that display port goes up to 200 hertz capable. So if you have a good gaming PC, a good beefy gaming PC, you can actually use this 200 hertz capability. But if you use a next gen console or anything else like that, HDMI port up to 180 hertz. On HDMI 2 and 3, they go from 1.4 at 75 hertz each. And you can plug in everything basically plugged into that. At first, I was using an Xbox One S when I first got this. I used it for a few months. Once I switched to the Xbox Series X, I noticed a huge amount of quality and the refresh rate. It was instantly noticeable. So you can take advantage of this if you wanted to. You can change the settings within the Xbox to get that 144 hertz refresh rate, which it is capable of handling, and it is clean. It's very smooth. 1 millisecond response time, so you have no input lag whatsoever. You're going to be ahead of the game in terms of FPS games and everything else like that, like Call of Duty, Fortnite, every other game you can think of on the Xbox. PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, you have no input lag whatsoever. Next gen certified. Now this does have a tilt like I showed you before. This also does have a picture-in-picture mode, so you can actually put a smaller display off in the corner, so you can actually put like your desktop or a different display on that little picture-in-picture mode, which is like if you were to swipe up on a YouTube video on your iPhone or something like that, you have it just basically in a corner. It's really cool. It's really good. It doesn't have any lag at all. It actually is able to handle both of them at the same time. Not both of them at the same time. Super high refresh rate. I'm pretty sure some of them are like optimized for both, but it's still really, really good. You can also split screen this as well, so you can have multiple consoles or multiple different devices plugged in, and you can do that. I did that, and when I first got it, I had a split screen between school and Xbox, so I was doing gaming while I was in school when we were in quarantines. So that was that. Don't do that anymore because we can't, you know. I hope there's no more lockdowns. Very amazing mode to have. It's something that you wouldn't really think of on having, but if you want multiple monitors on this, you can do that. Now this does have AMD FreeSync Premium, so like I mentioned, with that 1 millisecond response time, it's going to be really fluid. Very, very good. This has like no ghosting. It's basically really, really insanely good. This thing is meant for speed. It's not an IPS panel, but you get just a ton of stuff. It's really cool. Now we're going to talk about the downsides of this. So the very first day that I opened this product, I had one dead pixel somewhere in this area. It was very, very eye-soring for a while, but you know, it didn't get worse, which I'm really good about. I didn't really want to return it just because of that reason. I'm glad I haven't, because it's still working good, but that was like a hit or miss, because with cheap panels, if you have one dead pixel, it could get worse over time. So you gotta keep an eye on that. This does have warranty. I'm pretty sure it's about 2 years of warranty. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But yeah, that's really, really cool. Let's talk about the built-in speakers. So the built-in speakers, they sound really good. I used it for a while when I was doing schoolwork on this, like I mentioned before, when you can actually hear the person and everything else like that. The quality on the speakers are actually good for having built-in speakers. You know how like TVs have really crappy speakers? They have built-in speakers on most TVs, but they're really, really crappy. This doesn't really sound crappy. It sounds better. It's not going to have like a crazy immersive 7.1 surround sound and bass and everything else like that, DTS audio or anything like that.
Tell me you're getting somewhere. We've already lost so much of the island to that chrome. Prepare yourself! Victory!
It's good for the monitor, you know, you're going to be up close to it. It's going to be pointed towards you kind of, but really cool. It has vents on the bottom, so it could actually breathe, but it's not loud at all. You can't even hear it at all, actually. But from everything in terms of the design, the sleekness, the metal base, the built-in speakers, the 200 hertz refresh rate, the quality of the display, the millisecond response time, AMD FreeSync, sRGB, the blue light filter, the picture-in-picture mode, split screen mode, everything that this monitor packs and more, there's even more in the settings and stuff like that you can go through, is insane. For $250, it was well worth the investment. I gotta say, for 2 years that it's lasted is really nice. Obviously monitors should last a long time. The cheaper ones don't really last a long time. They get really, really faded or dimmed or whatever. This hasn't dimmed at all. It's exactly how it was on day one, I can guarantee you that. And even the dead pixel, that single dead pixel hasn't expanded, it hasn't made it worse, so it's really good on the panel itself. So I really appreciate the quality that Sceptre is actually able to provide for the price point for any type of gamer. Whether you're on PC or Xbox or PlayStation, next gen gaming or beefy computer gaming, you are covered with this monitor. You can even split screen like I mentioned, and you're good. If you guys want to buy this monitor, I highly recommend it. Once again, I've been using it for 2 years. You'll probably see it in another future video. But if I had an option to combine this one with my work monitor, which is 4K, with the curvature and all the specs that I just said, I would 100% do it. If there's a monitor out there for a good price, you know, but if I can just smush them and combine them into one, that would be really cool, because I want just one monitor. Having seen taking this one out from this original spot makes it look so much sleeker, and I just want one monitor now, so I want to try to get rid of both of them and then try to switch them out, or you know. So I got links in the description. They are affiliated if you want to check this out or want to check anything else in my setup. I do have little cool lights in the back that I just got. I have links It's called Links with Two Eyes. If you want to check that out, link is in the description. No pun intended. See you guys in the next one, and we out.